Hello everyone, this is Chris Weir, and I want to thank you for joining my team. This is the first in a series of ongoing campaign briefings that you'll be receiving from my various campaign staff members up until the election. I thought it was important for you to hear our overall strategy and get your first briefing from me personally. I believe very strongly that informed and involved team members will always yield the best results. So I hope that each and every one of you will get as involved as you can. We all know it's time for a change of leadership in Bradley County. That is why we are all here together. But to make that happen, we are going to have to put forth an effort that has never been matched before. This campaign will be like no other campaign in Bradley County history. To make that happen, we all need to be on the same page from day one. So let's get started on this initial briefing. I want to go over a few things with you. Number one, let's talk about the political climate in Bradley County today. Number two, let's talk about building our base. Number three, the money. And then finally, we'll talk about what you can do today. So let's get started with the political climate, which is probably the most negative it has ever been in Bradley County history. In fact, a poll taken in 2007 showed that over 72% of the people in Bradley County were not satisfied with their local leadership. Even worse than that, my team did interviews with hundreds of people all across the county, and an incredible majority couldn't even name who the mayor of Bradley County was, much less any of the major issues going on. For instance, most people had no idea our county was even in debt. Imagine their amazement when we informed them our debt actually surpassed $100 million, and our mortgage payment on that debt was nearly $15 million per year. However, this is exactly how the current administration wants it. Gary Davis has shown over and over that he would prefer to simply sit behind his desk all day and never have to talk to anyone. He is totally and completely disconnected from the people, and it becomes more and more obvious with every decision he makes that he has absolutely no clue what the people of Bradley County, his employees, or the other elected officials need and want. Because he has run his office behind closed doors, he has been able to get reelected by bragging about not raising your taxes and presenting a balanced budget every year. Now, I'm not going to get into the fact that both of those claims are outright lies. I do that plenty on the website, and we'll do it plenty in the near future. But it is important for you to understand the image we are fighting here. The most important part of a battle is knowing your opponent. Gary is very entrenched in the courthouse. It is rumored that at least two of his supporters are prepared to spend up to $75,000 each in the 2010 primary alone. That's a lot of money. But if you look at his past, he has run on favors and IOUs, so it's not that surprising. We have a very difficult campaign ahead of us, but I believe we have come up with a very strong strategy. But before we get into the strategy, let's talk about our base of support. Think of our base like a Christmas tree. You can have all the decorations in the world, attractive road signs, buttons, commercials, and so on. But without the tree, without our base of support, the decorations are pointless. We have to build a strong, organized, dedicated, and committed team. As I said, this will most likely be one of the largest campaigns in Bradley County history. We're going to need a team that is prepared to take that on with enthusiasm and excitement. We need numbers and we need energy. I'm going to talk a little bit more about how we can, or how we're going to build our base in just a second, but let's talk briefly about the most annoying part of a campaign: the money. It is very exciting to talk about getting rid of the mess Bradley County is in and giving the government back to the people. But as we have already outlined, we are faced with an extremely tough campaign that is going to require a significant amount of resources. However, I refuse to take $75,000 from a couple of people and claim I raised a lot of money. We will do this legally, ethically, and no money I receive will come with strings. No one who's going to be willing to give $75,000 to a campaign is going to give that money with no expectations. We're going to be setting our financial goals as we go. In fact, our first goal is to raise $5,000 by December 10th, 2008. Because of the situation I'm in being in the Army, I am not able to campaign like most candidates. I will be full-time boots-on-the-ground campaigning starting February 21st, 2010. That's the day after I get out of the Army. But that only gives me 3 short months to reach as many people as possible. If we wait until then to get started, we won't have a prayer. So we have to start now doing little things. Again, it's way too early for a full-force campaign. We do not want to cause burnout. So patience and stamina are everything. What we need to be focusing on right now is building an impenetrable base. There are things that we can do now that we'll be discussing in just a moment that can help us accomplish our goals for a base of support. But these things do take money. I humbly ask that if you are able, please give what you can and encourage those you know to give as well. We simply need 100 people to give $50 each to reach our goal. But I know it can be tough even to come up with $50 sometimes. So give whatever you can. Every single dollar bill gets us a dollar closer. You can give a secure online contribution through our website at chrisweir2010.com or mail your donation into our P.O. Box. The address is on the website as well. Other than donating financially, let's talk about a few other things you can do right now. First of all, understanding the challenge ahead of us prepares us for it. One very important thing you can do is pay close attention to the happenings of your local government. Start attending commission meetings if you can. Read the articles in the paper and watch the news. Some of you will be amazed at what you learn about our current administration. As far as activities go, we have to think outside the box and be very unique in how we do things. Again, we cannot come out right now in full force, so we have to be strategic in who we are reaching out to and how we are reaching out to them. We want to provide the opportunity for people to come to us, not necessarily us trying to go to them. For instance, we created a MySpace page on the internet. Through sending out messages and asking those who receive the messages to send them out to the people they know, we went from 33 members on the site to over 400 and still growing in under 2 weeks. A message is very easy for someone to delete, so it's not pressuring or abrasive. They were told about the site one time, and they chose to either join or not join. We offered them the opportunity, but we didn't pursue them. Another example is the Weir supporter list on our official campaign website. Again, through word of mouth, emails, and MySpace, we use the same idea to invite people to publicly acknowledge their support for our campaign. In that same time frame of less than 2 weeks, we went from 19 public supporters to over 60 and counting again. Word of mouth, emails, and social networking are all very good ways to let your friends, family, and co-workers know about our campaign. Be sure you encourage them to learn about me, sign the supporters list, and donate a few dollars if they can. The rallies, town hall meetings, door knocking, phone banks, mailers, and much more will come, just not yet. And finally, we are looking for interested individuals to take on some of our main staff positions. We are currently looking for a website administrator, an assistant to the candidate, and a director of volunteers. If any of these positions might interest you, please email volunteers@chrisweir2010.com. That's volunteers@chrisweir2010.com. I appreciate very much you taking the time to listen to this initial campaign briefing. Welcome to the team, and I'm excited to get to work with you on getting Bradley County where it needs to be. If you ever need anything from me, please do not hesitate to give me a call. Be sure you visit the website frequently as we are constantly updating the site. Give us your suggestions and comments as well. God bless each of you, and I'll see you soon.